Unlike seasonal flu, most people have not built up resistance to it. And unlike seasonal flu, it can kill those who are young and healthy as well as those who are frail and sick. At this moment, there is no pandemic influenza in the United States or the world. But if history is our guide, there is reason to be concerned. In the last century, our country and the world have been hit by 3 influenza pandemics. And viruses from birds contributed to all of them. The first was struck in 1918, killed over 500,000 Americans, and more than 20 million people across the globe. 1/3 of the U.S. population was infected. And life expectancy in our country was reduced by 13 years. The 1918 pandemic was followed by pandemics in 1957 and 1968, which killed tens of thousands of Americans and millions across the world. 3 years ago, the world had a preview of the disruption an influenza pandemic can cause when a previously unknown virus called SARS appeared in rural China. When an infected doctor carried the virus out of China, it spread to Vietnam and Singapore and Canada within a month. Before long, the SARS virus has spread to nearly 30 countries on 6 continents. It infected more than 8,000 people and killed nearly 800. One elderly woman brought the virus from Hong Kong to Toronto, where it quickly spread to her son and then to others. Eventually, 4 others arrived with the virus, and hundreds of Canadians fell ill with SARS and dozens died. By one estimate, the SARS outbreak cost the Asia-Pacific region about $40 billion. The airline industry was hit particularly hard, with air travel to Asia dropping 45% in the year after the outbreak. All this was caused by a limited outbreak of a virus that infected thousands and lasted about 6 months. The global influenza pandemic that infects millions and lasts from 1 to 3 years could be far worse. Scientists and doctors cannot tell us where or when the next pandemic will strike, or how severe it will be. But most agree, at some point we are likely to face another pandemic. And the scientific community is increasingly concerned by a new influenza virus known as H5N1, or avian flu, that is now spreading through bird populations across Asia and has recently reached Europe. This new strain of influenza has infected domesticated birds like ducks and chickens, as well as long-range migratory birds. In 1997, the first recorded outbreak among people took place in Hong Kong, when 18 people became infected and 6 died from the disease. Public health officials in the region took aggressive action and successfully contained the spread of the virus. Avian flu struck again late 2003 and has infected over 120 people in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Indonesia, and killed more than 60. That's a fatality rate of about 50%. At this point, we do not have evidence that a pandemic is imminent. Most of the people in Southeast Asia who got sick were handling infected birds. And while the avian flu virus has spread from Asia to Europe, there are no reports of infected birds, animals, or people in the United States. Even if the virus does eventually appear on our shores and birds, that does not mean people in our country will be infected. Avian flu is still primarily an animal disease. As of now, unless people come into direct, sustained contact with infected birds, it is unlikely they will come down with avian flu.